first year student at the Dynamic Media Institute. I'm a Fulbright scholar from Pakistan and the South Asian self-advocate for the autism spectrum. Before coming to DMI, I was a graphic designer, a social worker, and a university faculty member for design. I became an educator after overcoming my personal education challenges such as hyperlexia and Asperger's syndrome. I want to help others achieve their potential faster. Last year, I met the Spanish sculptor João Plensa. I saw how people interact with his sculptures at the MIT and in Chicago. I saw people interacting and learning from each other as I volunteered for Boston's first TEDx Week in Street. I observed children learning about science through creative interfaces as I volunteered for Cambridge Science Festival last month. I learned how to program applications on phones and about creative DJing at the MIT Media Lab's Festival of Learning. Last year, I created a dynamic media learning experience for children on the autism spectrum. Due to macrocephaly, a larger brain size, the children have difficulty maintaining eye contact due to sensory overload. So I used a portable projector. I created a common room environment using recycled materials and then projected animated moving eyes onto the walls of the cardboard box. These projected eyes could be followed by a child holding an empty soup container to help with hand-eye coordination as well as tolerating looking at eyes for a longer period of time. The advantage of having a child follow projected eyes is to get them desensitized to them so that they could gain confidence and maintain conversations longer. A recent project I made for the design studio class was a data journalism infographic on autism awareness. I correlated the changes in Standard Manual of Psychiatric Disorders, the DSM, with the rising cost and rate of diagnosis for autism. My intention was to bring attention to the world's fastest growing disorder. This is a close-up of the first part of the poster. This is the second part. And the last part. Connected to the autism awareness poster, I designed the experience of a shirt with LED digits on the front, which display in live time the number of children diagnosed with autism each day. The system inside the shirt would be created using an Arduino microcontroller and small LED digits. The QR code at the back of the shirt could be scanned with a smartphone to go to a live data-driven website with information about autism. In this case, I wanted to create a mobile app with awareness about the increasing diagnosis of children on the autism spectrum. I created a secondary screen for the application with live data based on current estimates and recent studies. The number of children diagnosed with autism was increased by one child every 11 seconds based on current rates. A Learn More button at the bottom will allow users to see websites with current and further details and statistics. Another project I made this year is the mapping mashup chart for the 2000 remix song by DJ Abram. I created a multi-layer design printed on separate transparent plastic sheets. The duration of the song sample were on a separate sheet. The names of the songs are printed on a separate plastic sheet. And the separated vocal and instrument durations were on a separate plastic sheet. These were all layered on top to create a different interface, to view a lot of information based on the user choices. My perfect customer project was created to try out a gestural interface for engaging with customers in a new interactive way. I designed it to run on a laptop or television by using a Kinect device or hand-based user input. I wanted social media integration so that interactions could be linked with existing Facebook and social media pages of famous brands. My perfect customer system was tested at the 2013 Fresh Media Show at Massachusetts a few months ago. I was able to engage the attention of users, but learned about the limitation of the design when two or more people stood in front of the system. This made me think about a more adaptive and inclusive user interface. Last year, my design seminar research project was about massive open online courses, MOOCs, and the opportunity of high-quality open content. I continue to learn and design with MOOCs this semester. I was part of the MIT Media Lab's first MOOC, Learning Creative Learning, through my cross-registration in their Creative Learning Technologies course. I was able to create prototype interfaces for interacting with the computer in a different way, mapping controls to inputs other than the mouse and keyboard. I was able to study the interface of the TurtleArt math-generated art software and became one of the first users to test the new Scratch 2.0 visual software for teaching programming concepts to youth. I was able to be inspired by experimental interfaces at the Media Lab's Tangible Interfaces group. I plan to apply there for a course next semester to help develop my thesis projects. I also took this semester at MassArt the Electronics Art Project class and worked with Arduinos and interaction prototyping technologies. I had designed a concept last semester using RFID control tags to input numbers into processing visualization sketches. I was able to create such a system this semester for an alternative way to control content in an adaptive MOOC, which is a massive open online course. I designed this for children with dyspraxia, muscular disorder common with autism, that causes problems in using buttons, mouse, and keyboards. This is another photograph of the system. So we have small sculptures that can be gripped easily with the hand. The RFID reader is able to recognize them. These allow a transition or an alternative way of accessing digital content, choosing a subject to study, playing a video. Turning on a quiz or learning segment to check understanding. Trying to answer a question. Notice that the lights also give a visual input. As in it's telling you how close you are to the answer. If you're wrong or sort of halfway there, in this case this is the wrong answer. This is color coded. I'm using the colors. Again, this is for younger children. So using a color to signify or resetting the system. The mind map I created for the design seminar course this semester allowed me to focus my diverse interests. My thesis topic is about adaptive and inclusive interfaces for dynamic learning. In 2013, 1 in 50 children were diagnosed on the autism spectrum, increasing since 2006 from 1 in 500. Majority of children born in the next decade will be on the autism spectrum. However, many of these on the autism spectrum have been documented with extraordinary abilities such as hyperlexia, savant syndrome, perfect pitch, pattern recognition, and photographic memory. I intend to create tools and experiences for regular students, adapted from learning methods and styles of autistic children with extraordinary abilities. Would this hybrid adaptive model stimulate regular learners to develop successful learning styles found in people on the autism spectrum? Would it improve their learning? In order to answer my researchable question, I intend to create adaptive or dynamic interface case studies of design, simulating how people on the autism spectrum access digital educational content, both online and offline. This will create interfaces that regular students could use for enhancing their learning. Additionally, I will create an adaptive experience for self-directed, interest-based learning, a common trait of learners on the autism spectrum, using open content from massive open online courses, MOOCs. The resulting interface design and adaptive experience will be combined to create a new way of accessing and learning from freely available open content. I will create a faster, efficient way of learning by simulating how people with exceptional learning skills think and learn. Many parents and self-advocates have written detailed books and autobiographies about how they think and learn. I will create learning experiences to simulate these learning styles. These case studies and prototypes would be tested on regular learners and compared for speed and comprehension. I hypothesize that the human brain is neuroplastic, and those with learning disabilities adapt their thinking creatively to work around learning obstacles. My simulation of learning styles of extraordinary learners may cause direct or indirect benefits to regular learners. I propose that a hybrid adaptive model can improve learning. These are some of the resources I plan to use. and more resources for readings. Thank you very much.